Welcome to another episode of For Footballers Only. I'm Mike Idiokitis, and
I'm James Pinay. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. And today we have a special guest.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elisa Davidson. And again, I don't have an elevator pitch about myself ready. So,
Welcome, Elisa.
Welcome, Alyssa. Welcome. Yes, we've had a number of conversations, which led to me saying, you know what, I think you would be a perfect guest.
I love it.
Yes. All right. So let's just get right into it. Where does your football story begin?
Wow. I guess when I was 5, I have an older brother and I wanted to do everything that he did. And just like seeing a lot of the activities that he was put into, one of which was soccer. That was like one of the things that I was like, Mom, I want to do. And then that was the only thing that I like stuck with. So it starts when I was 5, joining micro soccer with the rest of them. I don't know if there's more that you want me to say about that, but that's when I started.
Yeah. How old is what's the age difference between you and your brother?
2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just 2 years older.
Yeah. What position did your brother play?
Oh, so he didn't stay with it. So he he sort of introduced me to soccer, introduced me to piano. Those were like literally the only 2 activities that I started with and I kept with. And then he dabbled in a lot of sports. He did t-ball, he did soccer, he did basketball. Basketball was more his forte. So I just like had this natural ability for soccer. It was something that he like wasn't really good at, but he quit.
So before your brother quit, so the overall win and losses between you and your brother, who have the most?
Oh, me, absolutely.
Oh,
wins, you mean?
You got the most
wins.
Me wins by a long shot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Okay. So you started at 5, right? Playing I guess tots.
Yeah.
Really.
Then it was like micro soccer. Yeah.
And then walk us through the next couple of years.
Absolutely. So started at 5, played with the youngins. Then I joined. I'm a local to the Alexandria, Virginia area, so I joined. I guess like it was like the Lee Mount Vernon Rec League at the time. At the time we were LMBSA. I think now it's LMBSC potentially. But I was joining like house. I guess that's what we called it then, until I was about 9. And I just had this like natural athleticism and wanted to continue to challenge myself. My parents were like, cool, like let's try you in select, right? So I joined the team when I was 9. Mind you, my soccer abilities were athleticism as that was like the basic part of it. But then, I needed to learn how to like push pass and things like that. So 9 is when I started travel, played for LMBSA, until I was, I want to say like 14-ish. There was like a year period that I took like a sabbatical, not by my own doing, but by my dad's, during that time. And then like 14, I went into like more like competitive, and then played D1 after that because I was able to have that opportunity to go to college showcases and things. So that was the reason why I made that transition between like LMBSA to McLean.
Got it. So was that during you said from 9 to 14, were you at LMVSA?
Yeah.
And then you transitioned to McLean.
Mm-hmm. And then great story. So McLean, we went from McLean to RFC. It was a team that I had like played against a lot of times in travel. They were just more competitive. They would win like state cups all the time. And I was like, I want to be on that team. But the St. James FCV like club now. So when I was a little kid. FCB was started by my club coach. So that was the team that I was on until I went to college in 2009.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back. But you also said you took a
Like
year off.
a sabbatical. Yeah. I did. I can expand on that.
Please do.
So when you're playing in house league, as we knew it then, all the games were on Saturdays. And I'm not a religious person by any means. And now my dad would say that he's not very religious, but he wanted to give us the opportunity to make our own decisions. So when I went into playing travel, the games then switched to Sundays. And my dad was not a big fan of that at all. And he was like, okay, you can make the games if they're at like 2 p.m. Cool. But like 10 a.m. to 12, like, I'm sorry, we're going to church. So it literally did not matter. It didn't matter that, I was so committed to the team. My dad's like, nah, I'm sorry. Church is more of a priority. He just got so mad that he felt as if the sport was disrespecting this religion that he was like, I'm taking you off the team.
Yeah, it happens.
but he did that for a year, and then he realized, well, it's not this team; it's the entire. It's just the way the thing is structured. Right?
He realized that I was going to resent him for the rest of my life. So he made the decision. He just like saw how unhappy I was. I mean, soccer still is my life, right? And so at that time, that was where my friend group were. It was where I was able to socialize. It was able to where I was able to relieve stress. It just was such a loss at the time in my life. And I think that he was able to realize that impact. So he swallowed his pride and I guess his religion and, decided to put me back on the team.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I've, a number of us have had those experiences as well.
Yeah.
Actually, that's something we haven't really gotten into, but that's something we should bring up because I mean, pretty much, I think everyone have that story. A lot of us from extremely religious backgrounds. Parents are like, it's not happening.
There were so many moments where I would be rushing to the game because it was church, we're going to take our time getting there. We're not going to rush. We're not going to rush back. But it's I was rushing to the games. I was late to a lot of the games because church came first.
Yeah. Okay. So you're playing, essentially rec till 9, and then you transition to travel competitive.
Yeah.
During that period, were you following the game on a professional level and international level? And if you were, who were your favorite teams, professional teams? And then did you have a football idol?
Yeah. Interesting question. At the time, the women's league was still very prominent. When I was growing up. And so obviously the Mia Hamms of the world, we all loved the Brandy Chastains of the world. We all loved the Brianna Scurry. I know that we sort of had this conversation before, but it was I didn't really know what representation was at the time. To me, it was cool, soccer players, love that. Female soccer players, amazing. So I was following, the national team. And, I was definitely following, and I'm going to bite my tongue because I can't remember the name, but the Washington team at the time, right? So not the Washington Spirit, but the other one, right?
Is it Freedom or something?
The
Freedom?
Yeah. The OG.
The Freedoms, yeah.
Absolutely. Definitely following them. We would try to make as many games as we could. But, coming to as a Black female player, I didn't really see one. So that, I was following the club in the country, and just like dabbling a little bit in like Premier League, but not so much.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you have any team in the Premier League then?
Currently, Manchester United.
Okay.
Man, you.
Yeah, they're actually going to finish top 4, I think. But yeah, that's good.
You look surprised.
I am surprised actually. Yeah, that's not a I mean I would expect Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea.
Yeah. Chelsea, yeah. I thought Chelsea was going to be it.
Yeah, no, Man U.
Well, I mean, so yeah, I just want to go back to your dad played soccer as well?
So none of my parents played. Both of my parents are immigrants. My dad's from Bahamas, my mom's from Korea. My dad was like a track runner and a wrestler. And my mom played volleyball. Love you, Mom, but she's like not the most athletic. She's a great person in the gym. She is an athlete now. When I guess I would say like her coordination isn't the best. So I take back the athlete comment. But none of my parents played. So soccer was something that was like so new to my family. And it wasn't like they're not soccer fans either. I mean, they love the game because I love it, and they were able to fund my love for the sport. But they didn't follow it, so it wasn't embedded in their culture by any means.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so this is but you've been around the game for a while now. So, after your youth days, we're going to come back to your youth days, but
Absolutely.
have you, throughout your playing days, especially when you went off to college and played the new league, came up and started getting hot. So did you then, or do you now have a football idol? And if so, who is it?
I might be like a terrible person to say. I mean, I like still love women's soccer. I would say like growing up, even with like the NWSL coming back into the forefront, it still wasn't very, very popular. I would say that like one of the people, not necessarily like my idol, but I know that like even being in D1, playing at JMU, one of the girls that I played with played against like Megan Rapinoe. So to play like amongst some of the stars now, like even Crystal Dunn. I mean, I love the way that she plays. Like she is just such a force. I played against her, which a lot of the people playing now, like I've played against. So I do have like people that I follow. I don't have like an idol per se when it comes to like who do I look up to. I would say now, I think one of the biggest people that I think is just like such a phenomenal star is like Trinity Rodman. Like she is the next generation.
Apple ID settings.
Was that me? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, but I mean, she's just amazing. In the Premier League, love the Marcus Rashford. I think that he is just such a phenomenal player as well. So there are like a few people that I like follow, but I don't know if I like idolize
System
anybody.
Preferences need your attention.
I'm so sorry.
You're sending over.
Can I tell you something? So I just had a daughter, so I'm in the baby room. So I'm setting up. I'm usually in the office. So I'm so sorry. All my setup is messed up right now. So I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I'm going to edit that. I'm going to edit. Oh,
that's the real life. Okay, so
I'm so
since
sorry.
you brought
We can
up,
totally do this again at some other point too.
No. We're going to finish it.
No. So okay, here's the question. The question is, you I mean, you have your Man U fan, and you like a lot of and actually play with a lot of the current ballers, women ballers. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you're in the football world, so just so you know, there's pretty much not a right answer. Is your answer, and the question is, who is in your top 11 favorite or greatest players of all time?
Greatest players of all time. I mean, I think off the top, Messi, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, you said, like, do I need to give you 11?
Yeah, just 11. I'm doing this to help you count. So
Okay, cool.
I'll keep going. Yeah.
I would 1,000% say Ronaldo, not Cristiano, but the phenom. Obviously Pele. I'm gonna put greatest players of all time. I can put Ronaldinho up there. Absolutely. What am I at? 4?
Yep, 4.
There's so many more to go. I mean, I can put CR7 in there.
5.
Yeah. Some women players. Let's see. This is a hard one. I don't even know why it's hard, but it absolutely is. As a Man U person, I would say Rio Ferdinand. I mean, I think like as a defender, he was just kick ass.
That's the first time you make the list.
Yeah.
I would say potentially, and he's gonna be there, like Mbappe, like absolutely amazing player.
Yeah.
Who else do we got? I might put Neymar up there.
That's 8.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Wow. I don't know if I have 3 more.
You didn't name any women players.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the list is your favorite players, by the way.
Right.
No,
Your
I know
players.
my list is my favorite players, but I don't know if I have 11 favorite. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
All right, let me help you. I'm gonna help you with 3 more. Martha.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. Mia.
Yeah. I would put her there.
Okay. You like Maradona?
I do. Rest in peace.
You like Zidane?
I was gonna say him. I was.
Henry.
Yeah.
You seem like a Henry fan.
David Beckham, Man U.
David Beckham is great. Yeah. Yeah. But I like.
Yeah.
All right, no, that's a good list. It's solid.
So Mike, I'll just go back to that. So we haven't done our list in a while. Maybe fresh people just listening. Mike,
Let's hear your list.
Who's your top 11, Mike?
Top 11. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with there's the people on this list that I don't think could be questioned. You know what I mean? Like no matter what you do, you just gotta accept it. There's Pele, Maradona,
2,
Messi, Ronaldo, and CR7. That's 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
You got Roberto Carlos,
6.
Cruyff.
Ooh, 7.
Mm.
You got Zidane,
8.
Ronaldinho.
9.
You got. I'm talking game changers here. Davids.
Mm.
Or more.
And
Ooh.
oh man. My last one I'll say a culture.
Ooh. Good list. I
Yeah.
feel like he's switching it around, but it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
you
Mbappe,
forget.
but let me say this.
Yeah.
That list, Mbappe is gonna get on that list pretty soon.
Yeah.
He's the real deal. He's cut from that R9 cloth.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's the cloth he's cut from. He's not, playing with this. He's not playing
Right.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, James, your list.
Oh, you already know. George
I
Weah.
don't.
Oh yeah, George Weah. Number
Yeah.
1, George Weah. I messed up last time. I'm gonna make sure I take my tablet. George Weah, Okocha, of course, Davies. See, I like all the midfield players. Zidane, that's 4. Ronaldinho, 5. CR7, R9. What's that? 7.
Yeah.
R9. Ooh, of course, Maradona,
8.
Pele. What's that?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Pele. Drogba.
Mm.
I'm a
10.
Chelsea fan. And I know Messi is not on my list. I know. I can't believe that. I can't believe it. It's crazy. And then Michael Essien.
I'm like semi offended by your list.
Oh,
Let's talk about it. You're offended by his list, right? Okay, tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us what you offended
why?
by. What are you offended by?
Why is Messi not on your list?
Ah, see, it's like, I don't know. Messi is a great player. Messi is one of the best I ever play. Right? I'm not saying he's not great. Most of the guys that I picked when I was playing, they just represent how I play. Right. So that's why I like these guys and I look up to them. So that's why Messi is not on my list. Not because he's not the greatest, but yeah. And
No, he's not. He's not the great. Like he's a good player.
yeah, he's one of the great. Yeah, he's one of the great. But
Yeah.
they keep comparing to the real GOAT in this
No.
era, who is Ronaldo. So that's why he's not even on my list.
No. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Is that the only person that offended you about his list?
Is Messi?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could do all kinds of lists. I got my. There's so many people. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people I really, really like.
No,
Like I could do an all Brazilian list.
it's tough.
Yeah, I could do an all Nigerian list. You know, what I mean? I could do an all French list, all English. You just go down the line.
It is
I
tough.
like, yeah. These, I'm thankful for what these folks have brought to the
Down to the
game.
game. Seriously.
Yeah.